Hey guys, and welcome. This is going to be a quick video covering a question I can remember having back in the very beginning of my Amazon FBA journey before I had ordered any products. And it's probably one that if you're in the very beginning of your journey, you've got some questions or kind of confusion about as well. And it's, where are the Amazon warehouses? Like, where are they and how do I send my packages to them? The good news on that is you don't have to worry about that. The way it works is you create your product listing and then you create your shipment order. And when you create your shipment order, Amazon tell you where you need to send the products to and how many units you need to send. So what I mean by that is there's two options. You can have everything sent to one warehouse, or you can have it sent to multiple warehouses. I always personally opt to have it sent to multiple warehouses. But the way it works is once you've made that choice, Amazon will then tell you where you need it to send it to. So as I said, in my case, I always opt to have it sent to multiple warehouses. The reason I do that is because you don't want to create a bad first impression. And what I mean by that is with Amazon Prime, people expect to get their package within 2 days. And if it's anything more than that, you immediately create a bad first impression with them. So you want to make sure that you increase your chances of being able to get the product to them in the time that they expect to be getting it. So what I do is I opt to have it sent to multiple locations. So for example, 100 to the East Coast, 200 to the middle of the country, and then the remainder of them over to the West Coast. Like they break it up, but it's very specific. So it may be like 138 to this location or 256 to this location. They're very specific. It's very, very rarely rounded numbers. But as I said, the good news for you is that you don't need to worry about that until the time comes. And then when you do, within that shipment order, they're going to tell you exactly how many units you need to send and exactly where you need to send them to. And then once you've got that information, all you do is you just then pass that off to your supplier and they will package the boxes up exactly the way that they should be, exactly the way that Amazon are expecting to receive them. One of the other added bonuses or benefits, I guess, that I've found through doing it this way as well is that your listing will go live quicker as well. And what I mean by that is if you're having 500 units sent to one location, obviously you're dependent on waiting for that entire shipment to arrive wherever it's due to arrive. So if you have to wait for it to be sent from China to Nevada, for example, it's going to take however long it takes. But if you break them up into multiple shipments, what you will find will happen is they will arrive at one of them, and in my experience most of the time typically it is the West Coast. And what will happen is as you will get email notifications coming through saying it's arrived at the warehouse, they've started processing it. And what happens is as soon as they process, for example, the first 20 units or the first 50 units, as soon as they've done that, that listing then immediately goes live and you can then start selling. So out of the 500 units, maybe 200 of them arrived in Nevada, and out of those 200, 20 of them have been processed and are ready for sale. But as soon as those 20 have been processed, then the listing will immediately go live and then you can start selling them straight away. So it just speeds up how quickly you can actually start selling your units, which is what you want. You know, you have to wait a certain amount of time for them to be manufactured firstly, and then obviously the independent inspection, and then the travel time getting it from China to the US. And what you really don't want to do is have to wait for one huge bulk of all your inventory to land in one place. So I would recommend just dividing them up, taking the option to divide them up and spread them across the country, because some people have said to me that you spend more on shipping, and it's debatable as to whether you do or whether you don't, and if you can get discounts on that, but you may very well end up spending a little bit more sending them to multiple locations, but then they're also spread out. So you've got the benefit, as I alluded to earlier, about them being spread out across the country. So if somebody in California, for example, orders something and it's only being sent from Nevada, it can get to them very, very quickly. But then, as I just said, the listing also goes live quicker as well, as a result of it being able to get to one destination quicker than it gets to the other two, gets processed and then goes live. So I hope that clears up any confusion or questions that you may have if you're at this particular stage, or you're starting to think ahead of, you found a product and you're starting to then wonder, well, where do I send it to? If you do have any additional questions, then just leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get around to them as quick as possible. And of course, if you haven't yet hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and you'll be notified on all my future videos as well. Thanks for watching.